Today at CRKT we are taking a look at the Flavio Icoma designed fossil. Very cool model for 2014. It comes in 3 different styles. You've got the black blade with the VEF serrations, you've got a satin style in the large size, and then you've got a smaller size that all the same basic specs but just about 1.5 inches smaller on the overall length. Let me tell you about this large one. This is the model 5471K, a beautiful piece. The overall length on it is 8.8 inches. The blade length is 3.9 inches. You can see those VEF serrations there. They're easier to sharpen, and they kind of have a guillotine effect in cutting rope, cardboard, that sort of thing. They just really rip through it very quickly and very nicely. Now this knife opens with the flipper right there on the back, so you just get your finger on there and give it a nice little flick. And it flies right open. It has an IKBS ball bearing system in the pivot that makes it easy to open. Now it closes with this frame lock, so to close the knife, just push over on that frame and close the knife like so. It's got these G10 overlay scales on it that are just give it that fossil, pulled out of the ground sort of look. I think the name and the look of this knife is spot on. Check out that pocket clip. Let me show you a shot of it in my pocket to give you an idea of how it rides. Now I mentioned this knife comes in a couple other sizes. You've got the large version with the satin blade. Essentially the specs are exactly the same between these two. The weight is 6.1 ounces on the larger version. And then you've got a smaller version with the overall length of 7.6 inches. And the weight is 4.1 ounces with the blade length right about 3.4 inches. So just depending on what you're looking for, this one is a little smaller. So that's the basics on this knife. I want to show you a size comparison real quick in my hand. There you have it. I'll give you an idea of how big it is, and a small one in my hand as well. And then I always like to show a size comparison with a house key, just to give you an idea of how big the knife actually is. So there's that one, and then the smaller version right here.
I'm Lucas Burnley, and I designed the Squid for CRKT. The first factory knife I ever bought, an Ed Halligan Stiff Kiss. I was probably 15 years old, and I still have the knife, and I love it, and it's beat up and nasty, and I cracked the sheath. But from that point on, CRKT always stood out in my mind as a brand that basically put out a quality product at like a really affordable price. And one of the nice things is because of the makers that you guys work with, it takes a design that's super high in demand and makes it available to everybody. That's the draw. Like I couldn't get, a Halligan knife, but I could get his design in a CRKT knife. So when I had the opportunity to start designing with CRKT, it was huge. I mean, it was like playing for the big leagues. It's a family that I've been a part of for a long time. The Squid has been one of my custom models for about 5 years now. The whole concept behind this knife was that of a compact pistol. I wanted to be able to do a really functional tool, a fully featured tactical knife, just scaled down. The primary things that I was really trying to keep were a strong blade and a good grip. I wanted it to be easy to carry and more importantly, legal to carry in a lot of jurisdictions. So the overall design is really non-threatening, which is great. So you want to be able to have it with you. The blade's just over 2.25 inches long. The locking mechanism on the Squid is a frame lock, which is great, super robust, super simple. We did a deep carry pocket clip, makes it super easy to carry, rides really low in the pocket. External lanyard mount. I love the way they translated this detail. Hollow ground spear point blade, really strong in the tip, false edge, jimping on the spine. And then the next thing I wanted to handle that you were able to really get a good grip on. Even though the overall knife is about 5.25 inches, you don't feel like you're working with something delicate. Just your perfect everyday, compact, hard use knife.
Let me introduce you to the old-timer 104OT. Weighing in at only 1 ounce, the solid, well-built, 2-blade Minuteman is ultra-compact, yet capable of serious cutting power with exceptional control, making it a perfect everyday carry for those looking for a versatile but lightweight pocket knife. The sharp 2-inch clip point blade with fine edge is handy for cutting and slicing. Use the strong tip to pierce, poke, and separate. The smaller spade blade is essential when space is limited for slicing. The blades are crafted from 7 CR17 high-carbon stainless steel. Nail nicks stamped into the blades make opening the knife easy, while heat-treated back springs ensure the knife stays in the open and closed positions as desired. The warm, inviting look of the handle is derived from the genuine saw-cut OT handle scales, which are capped at each end with nickel-silver bolsters and attached to the brass liners using 3 brass pins. The trademark old-timer shield is flush mounted into the handle. Under 3 inches closed, the 104OT fits easily into any pocket, eager to serve as a convenient cutting tool you can always rely on. Designed to serve you every day, yet built for generations, this is the 104OT Minuteman Pocket Knife.
I was out in the shop one day and I was having some issues cutting some boxes up. The drop point knife that I had just didn't seem to want to cut, and that's how the Jettison was born. The Jettison is titanium frame lock. It's a flipper, just under 1.3 ounces. Warncliffe style blade, 2 inches, can easily puncture into a box. Even if it gets dull, you can still drag it across and cut the tape. Got a nice titanium backspacer with the lanyard loop. Also have over travel for the frame lock. That way you don't lose tension on it over time. Easily carried, can be put on a necklace, keychain. Got a lanyard hole for a bead. Just drop it in your pocket and forget about it until you need it.